Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking about solo leveling chapter 126 and this is the Manga Man. Before getting into the nitty gritty of the chapter, I do want to mention something personal. Recently my father has been dealing with COVID. He has been stuck in a hospital in the ICU, and thanks to the prayers of friends and family he is doing a lot better and he's out of the ICU, so happy times. Therefore I have been distracted very recently. And more than likely tomorrow, if the One Piece and Black Clover chapters come out. I don't think One Piece is on this week anyway, but Black Clover may be delayed if that is the case. With that being said, let's get into this review. So, the chapter was interesting because let's just get it out of the way. Hype as hell, as always, as every solo leveling chapter is. But a lot happens whilst not a lot happening, if that makes sense. So in the context of moving the story forward, not a lot happens, but the content inside this chapter is enough to get hype about. It's a tale of two halves. So the first half was hype in a different way and the second half was hype in a different way. So the first half is a meeting between the leader of the Hunter Association of Japan and the leader of the Hunter Association of South Korea, and essentially they're looking to lure Jin Woo over to Japan to help out with his gates, and he's basically the plea or the deal that he thinks he's making in favour of South Korea to get Jin Woo away is to give back all the all the cores and not to take any magical cores from Jeju Island, so that they can try to at least speak to Jin Woo, and the leader of the Korean Hunter Association is like, yeah, in his head he's thinking, yeah, this probably is a good deal, but, and then he pulls out the transmitter and is like, you think we wouldn't find out about this? And he releases his power being that he's a double awakened S-class hunter level fighter himself. He is hella intimidating, and I wouldn't be surprised if the leader of the Japan's Hunter Association was peeing or pooing his pants at that time. But the kind of information the Hunter Association of South Korea's president was spewing out there, them facts that came out, they weren't being denied. Being that the main guild for Japan that had Kyoto as the leader essentially has kind of like given up on them and just sided with the government, and the fact that they're most of the S-class heroes are there, or hunters are there, leaves them in a bit of a pickle. But as always, the wise man himself says, you could have ruined a country or Asia essentially, but be thankful for the hunter Jin Woo, which basically means he's gonna let him do his thing. And give him the opportunity. Now for me, I'd rather him kind of be freelance. So like if there's a problem in Japan, he goes Japan. If there's a problem in, I don't know, Yugoslavia, he goes Yugoslavia. And he just goes along doing these big missions that the country needs him to become this world-renowned strongest hero of them all, or strongest hunter of them all. I'd rather do that. So I'm hoping he doesn't get lured to Japan, or specifically America, or like Brazil, or whatever it might be. I'd rather him go around, do his thing, and then come back to South Korea, the motherland, so to speak, and call that home. With that being said, second half of the chapter kicks in, and it's good. It's very good. Basically, Jin Woo's doing his thing. There's a load of statues or gigantic knight type of fighters that he's fighting. And the fact that he can use essentially his Dominator's touch to control his enemies, it's a brilliant ability to have, because it is his ability, so it's technically not going and using shadows, so it's not really breaking the rules. But the fact that he was able to use them together to block the Cyclops ray attack from the main statue was a sight to see. And then he obviously uses his speed or physical attributes to get to the side of the statue and break him down. What I liked at the end of it, there's even a meme on the Reddit that he basically Yamcha'd him and left him in a crater to die, like Yamcha when he gets dealt with by the Cybermen and he's left dying in a puddle in a crater of his own blood, and body parts, I guess. The fact that he does that to him was really good. One thing I always like about this is the limitation of his weapon's attack is the weapon and not him, because as soon as he stopped using and started using his physical abilities, his punching and like physical attacks using his his body, that was the finishing touch. The damage was there done, and that's essentially what put him out. And he thought he was done, and then he goes to the statue and he's like, okay, I'm done. The final battle is yet to begin. And it's that same message, emergency quest, like he has had all this time when people are trying to kill him. But he's got a timer on this one that's not very long, 10 minutes. But he gets an answer. He basically he gets told, I am the creator of the system. Is that enough? But you've got 10 minutes, and after 10 minutes you are dead. Now, being that this is a popular manhwa based on a light novel, and there's a lot of chapters in the light novels that we haven't covered yet in the webtoon or manhwa release, suffice to say he's not going to die in the 10 minutes unless we're getting like 2 seconds per chapter till the end. There's going to be something that's going to happen in the next chapter, which more than likely will be him defeating this system if he can, or coming to some type of agreement. That being said, even he was surprised. He's the final battle for this mission. He's got 10 minutes. Let's see what happens. So, not the longest of videos, not the longest of reviews, but plenty to get excited about, and I'll see you next time. Peace.